All right, welcome to Monday Movement on the betting odds. I've already broken down these fights from last week, and I have 4 bets placed, so we're going to jump right into it. Coming off another very profitable week, we ended up being up 15.84 units, and we're looking to get in on that again. We have some big dogs on this. We have some small dogs. No favorites yet, but I will go into some of the favorites I like if you guys do want to put in parlays, but I'm not going to give them out as official picks. But let's jump right into this. First fight of the night. This is the one I had value all over. Eunice Dubin. I caught her at a plus 400. It opened plus 475. No idea how this line got this out of control. Carly Judice, if we take a look, there just is not much there. Lost her opener to Gabriela Fernandez. It was a split decision. She was a slight underdog, and Gabriela Fernandez has looked decent, so that may be why this line opened so high, but lost her contender series to Ernesta Caragate. So there may be a lot of improvement. I know the age here, it's 30. She's kind of new to MMA. She is an athlete, but take a look. Eunice Dubin. 6-0, Eunice Dubin. She was a plus 1,000 on the contender series. That is a concern. She ends up beating by KO Shannon Clark. So again, not a whole lot of info here, but due to the fact that she's never lost, she got a knockout in the contender series at a plus 1,000, and she opened up at a plus 400. We took that all day long at plus 400. So currently line sitting at a plus 332. My metrics have this, and we will see if this turns out to be accurate. It's been accurate on some of the big dogs, and some of them it is not. But in this case, where we see the action coming the other way, I do think we have something here. Let's take a look. We're going to go on fight order. Let's take a look at Dubin, WHR 1422, Glico 1, 1446. Carly Judice is in 1192, and that's because really she has not fought anyone except for her contender series in her UFC debut, and she lost both of them. So now, is this number taking into consideration the fact that Carly Judice could be a lot better than her numbers, her competition indicates? Of course. New to MMA, she could just be making huge strides in her ability. So who knows there? But at a plus 400, sorry, not going to happen. We are going to take that all day. Even if we don't have 75, if we had 50% probability, we're still cashing. But I go with what the metrics say. They're going based off advanced ratings and factoring in style matchups, physicality, etc. And based on that, we have a projected probability, 75%. Huge difference in the ratings. We are taking Eunice Dubin, and we're going 2 units to win 8 units on that at plus 400. All right, next one I want to talk about, Sam Hughes. She is down to a plus 191. I took her at a plus 205 and a plus 195. Got her at a plus 200 overall. That line is coming down. Really was sitting around the plus 215. Creeped below the plus 200. I'm not sure where that line is going to go. It should keep going down for this reason and this reason alone. We have here with Sam Hughes a 52% chance of winning this fight. Similar numbers on the WHR and Glico 1. Sam Hughes and Stephanie Alucinio. 48% chance of winning. She is slightly higher on WHR, slightly lower on Glico 1. Again, just cap it around 50-50. A lot of experience for Sam Hughes, and we're getting a plus 200. So we are taking that 3 units to win 6.05. Sam Hughes at plus 201. Next bet I want to talk about, Kirk Holloway versus Alexander Hernandez. So take a look here. Kirk Holloway opened to plus 145. I actually took it at a plus 130 and shouldn't have because it jumped right up to a plus 170. Had no idea. I thought it was going the other way. Nope. Goes that way, back down to a plus 155. We're currently sitting around a plus 155, and it keeps touching back and forth. So I have Kirk Holloway capped at a 65% chance of winning this fight against Alexander Hernandez, and I agree with the metrics on that for this reason. And I've made money on Alexander Hernandez, made money on him against Austin Hubbard at a minus 102. Slight underdog against Austin Hubbard. But then he loses to Damon Jackson. He loses to Bill Algeo. He beats Jim Miller. That's a good one. And then a lot of losses here. Now, where am I seeing why are we getting this line? Why do we have him at a minus 102 against Austin Hubbard? He wins a split decision, and now we're sitting on a minus 180 against Kirk Holloway. If we take a look at Kirk Holloway, his last fight, he beats unanimous decision Kenyan Kruchewski, who knows if he'll be anything, but he's a solid fighter, beats Trey Ogden, or loses Trey Ogden, who's a very good fighter, has been performing very, very well, beats Austin Hubbard with a submission, and then is stringing off wins over here, lost to Thiago Moises, lost to Shane Burgos, but since he's been back in the UFC, we have seen him perform well. So at a plus 155, I'm giving him 65%. If we take a look at his rankings here, right here, Kirk Holloway, we're giving him 65%. He's got a higher Glico 1 by almost 100 points. He's got an over 100 points on the WHR. And I think wrong man favored here. Kirk Holloway should be favored. He's tough as boot leather, and Alexander Hernandez has, when facing guys like that, slowed down and sometimes gotten taken out. So give me Kirk Holloway 3 units to win 4.15. We'll get up to 4 units on Kirk Holloway here. I really like this. It aligns with everything. I think wrong man favored. We've been doing very well with these short line wrong man favored. Bruno Ferreira, Justin Gaethje, the list goes on. We've had a lot of success with those. So we're going to have that one here as well. Kirk Holloway, 3 units to win 4.15, and we will most likely bring that up. Now, that's a combined line of 138.5. That's also why I want to put more money on this. Wrong man favored, and I feel like we need to get that line better for ourselves on our bets. So there you go. Give me Kirk Holloway. Okay, last bet of the night. Probably my least confident, but love the odds. Cody Gibson versus Damon Blackshear. What do we have here? We have the same thing. Damon Blackshear getting a lot of hype, and there is a good reason why. He's looked very good, but in a lot of his fights, he's getting a little bit overrated. Now, Cody Stamann, I remember this fight because I stuck him in a parlay at minus 236. There was value at minus 236 against Cody Stamann, and that played out correctly. We got the submission. We were good. But look at this. Right before that, he's a slight underdog to Montel Jackson, who is a high-level fighter. He's a rather large underdog to Mario Batista. Beats Jose Johnson. So Jose Johnson, Cody Stamann. All of this, I feel like, is coming from Cody Stamann. So then we have to ask ourselves, who's better, Cody Gibson or Cody Stamann? Great question. Well, let's take a look at Cody Gibson's last fights. Decision to Chad Ellinger, huge favorite. Submission to Brian Kelleher, medium-sized favorite. Slight underdog against Miles Johns, loses that decision. Loses to Brad Katona in a decision. Lost to Ray Borg in a decision. So really his career started getting going. His first 2 fights in the UFC, losses. Last 2 wins, in my opinion, step down on both of these last 2 wins. So step up for Cody Gibson here. But if we take a look, and this is what a lot of our stuff gets based on, is our advanced metrics, because that's how we see through the noise. And if we take a look here, Cody Gibson is lower rated on WHR than Damon Blackshear, but on the Glico 1, Cody Gibson is coming in slightly stronger. And, this would have been different in the last fight, before Damon Blackshear went out there and beat Cody Stamann. So I think this is just a what have you shown me lately type of thing, but this really should be closer to 50-50. Cody Gibson is an underrated fighter, and he's got that dog in him. Now, Damon Blackshear could go out there and starch him, but at a minus 500, no thank you. So give me 2 units on Cody Gibson at plus 343.5 combined, 6.8 to win 6.88 units. And there you go. Those are the 4 bets I like. We can go over right here, unit wager, and see Sam Hughes, Kurt Holloway, 3 units on each of them, 2 units on Eunice Dubin and Cody Gibson. It says Markel Medeiros here. That is now canceled. So I did have 2 units at plus 130. That's been canceled. So 4 official plays. That's what we're starting out with. I'm going to have above me on the screen here a recap of all the plays that I have right now. So take note of that, screenshot, get your bets in. I think some of these are going to get better let's give some predictions on where we think these lines are going to go. So let's flip back to our spreadsheet here. Cody Gibson, I think, is going to keep getting better. We're up to a plus 390. So I should actually update this, plus 390. Eunice Dubin is down to a plus 335. So I would get that now or wait till the last minute, although I do not see a bunch of parlay money coming on someone who hasn't won a UFC fight. How can you open someone who hasn't won a UFC fight, Carly Judice, at a minus 500, down to a minus 405, but hasn't won a UFC fight, open as a minus 500? Just on principle alone, she should lose. But we'll see what happens. I would take Eunice Dubin at plus 335. Kirk Holloway, currently a plus 155. Definitely would take him at that. And on Kirk Holloway, I'd probably bet. I'd bet now here on Kirk Holloway. Bet now on Eunice Dubin. Sam Hughes, I'd probably bet now as well. Cody Durden, wait. Blackshear's going to be in every parlay from here to Kingdom Come. But the line is extremely high, and we'll see where that goes. If that gets to like plus 500, we will be exercising a few more bets. So there you go, guys. That's the Monday morning movement on the betting lines. Take note. Get your bets in. And let's get them in. Let's get ourselves set up for another positive week. You know, I'm putting in a lot of work. I'm already on to UFC London. I'll be on to the next card after that. So I'm just constantly getting ahead of these lines, and I want you to get them at the best possible line you can and make some money on these picks. So there you go, guys. You'll hear from me on Wednesday. We'll see where the movement's gone. Hopefully we beat some of these lines, and we'll go from there. But even if we don't beat the lines, just more for us on Saturday to bet on. So let's take it to the bank. Let's see each other at the window.